I'm a first generation college student, so cousins, aunts, uncles, no matter where you look, there was nobody who went to college. And I think, a lot of drive for me just came from just wanting to change that. I don't know really where the motivation comes from. It's just always been there. But I definitely didn't think I was going to be owning my own company at 25 years old. So before I got into the sales industry, I was doing corporate recruiting for a software company. It kind of just fell into my lap, didn't really know what I wanted to do out of college. I went to UNC Chapel Hill, so go Hills, right? And so right after I graduated college, it was just, I actually struggled to find a job, and then got into corporate recruiting and did that for about a year and a half, got some leadership experience, and then I did get laid off. And then once I got laid off, I started applying elsewhere, and then that's when I stumbled across our industry. I was actually very hesitant on sales. I never really wanted to do commission. I thought the salary type of industries were the best, but then coming into a commission-based role, it actually ended up benefiting me, and I got a pretty good pay increase. And the reason I think people are hesitant on coming into sales industry or commission-based roles is because of the lack of confidence. And I think that's kind of where we're kind of taught in society, is where you got to go into that salary-based role, and it's kind of the normal. Then once you kind of actually get into it and you're able to build that confidence, you realize that you can actually maximize your earning potential. And I'm a hard worker, and I actually get compensated for doing that. So I think that's where the benefits come into play. I was pretty good at the sales right away. I hit the ground running, and definitely great training, great mentorship, but ended up making $85,000 from just selling marketing products. And that was about a $20,000 pay increase from what I was making before. It definitely was one of those things where I wasn't the best at building a team. It was definitely an obstacle for me duplicating, but I think really the main thing that I had to realize is, it's not always about me, right? I was very selfish in that way, and just realizing that, hey, I gotta be able to give other people the same opportunity that was given to me. And that's when I started realizing that it's a lot bigger of a picture than just sales, right? We're not just selling and marketing products, but we're actually here to develop people as well. The best way to deal with rejection is honestly just realizing again that there is somebody out there that you can help out. And then also remembering sometimes I'm not selling just for myself, right? So sometimes I'm actually genuinely looking for someone to help. And then also I might have someone I'm training, and I wanna make sure that they can see that success as well, and that they're able to see those benefits from the success. So just realizing I have to keep moving forward. So I've owned my own company for 6 months now, and within 6 months I've actually been able to save $20,000. So I think when it comes to the 8 steps of successful working habits, that really actually did help me out a lot too. Because it just goes to show that you can be successful as long as you're willing to put in different types of working habits, right? I always say that hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. And if you're willing to put in the work and have these habits and routines to kind of help you set yourself apart, that's where you're going to find the success as well. I think it doesn't matter what industry you're in, everyone have these same type of habits, right? And especially when, I listen to a lot of motivational videos, and it doesn't matter which video I listen to, they all touch on the same type of things that go into play to allow you to find success, find growth, and find development. Piece of advice for people who are struggling in sales is just be willing to work harder than the next person beside you. Always be willing to be a student and apply different things that you learn, so be coachable, and always just realize that it's somebody else that you can talk to, right? So if it doesn't work out with that one person that you're talking to right then and there's always another door that's open right next to it. Tips on getting better communication with potential customers is just being genuine, being yourself, and speaking to them as if they're a friend, right? I always make the joke, it's like treat them like my mom, not my brother. With my brother, I might be a little too personal, but with my mom, I'm gonna have that professional aspect to it still. And so I think when you're communicating with a potential customer, you have to be very genuine and actually genuinely want to help somebody, not just try to make commission, not try to make a paycheck, and that ends up working out in your favor. So growing up, I actually come from a very employee mindset type of family, no entrepreneurship in anybody's bone. Grew up in a lower socioeconomic status family in a small town around 10,000 people. And I'm a first generation college student, so cousins, aunts, uncles, no matter where you look, there was nobody who went to college. And I think, a lot of drive for me just came from just wanting to change that for my family and just change that family tree as well. And I don't know really where the motivation comes from. It's just always been there. But I definitely didn't think I was going to be owning my own company at 25 years old.